Lige om lidt, der skal jeg snakke med Peter Saul. Han er fra Australien. Han er overlæge på en intensivafdeling, og han er på besøg her i Danmark. I have used the word a good death as a part of a good life when I talk with Lisa from intensive care unit.
Well, I never use the expression, and I don't talk to families about having a good death, because the implication is there's a bad death too. But really what's more important is whether the patient and the family can make meaning out of the way that somebody died. So some people die quietly, some people die noisily, some people die suddenly, some people die traumatically. But at the end of the day, what's important is how the patient's family walk away from that and relate that to how the patient lived their life. So if somebody dies in a motorcycle crash, for them it's a good death in the sense that he loved motorcycling. So to us it may look terrible, he may be smashed, but they go, I say to them, tell me about him. Oh, he loved his motorbike. You know, we knew he might die on his motorbike, but for him this was important. I wish there was a better term than good death, bad death. I think we have to say, was it a meaningful, relatable support? Could the family support the way that patient died and turn that into a narrative that makes them feel that it was a completion for his life?
So how can we contribute to making it a meaningful death?
By it is a communication issue, and it has to happen around the time of death, but even after the patient has died. So what I do is I sit down with the family after the patient's died and say, tell me stories about your husband. And they'll say, he all his life he smoked. We tried to stop him smoking, but he just loved it. If he stopped, he'd go and secretly smoke. So he died of lung cancer, and we really understand that. You know, we knew that was going to happen. We told him that was going to happen. But for them, this is a really important conversation, and they love to have a doctor. They love a doctor to talk to them after somebody has died. This is my experience anyway, because they get the chance to say something about who this person was and how the way they died makes sense to them.
But what do you do in order to make it meaningful for the patient who is going to die? Is it important to talk about
Yes.
what is going on?
Yes, but there's a but.
There's a but.
What I was saying about after the patient's died, with the family is much easier. With the patient in that situation, the real problem is that dying patients are ambivalent. They're not, I want to die at home, but not while I'm like this. I know that I'm dying, but maybe there's a miracle. You're dealing with somebody who's in, one of the nurses said yesterday, a liminal state, like on an edge that goes either way. They're between life and death, and it's an unusual place to be, and it's not a stable place to be. So when you're talking to patients who are dying, you have to understand that they're ambivalent. I'm actually not a great fan of hope.
You're not?
No,